Hey, it's Kaero. Welcome back to the channel. We are getting diamond with fairies today. This video is showing us getting diamond with fairies today. I'm going to go through the deck with you a little bit, and I'll show you some gameplay. We had quite a diverse list of games. We had some mono black, mono white control, mono red, some Boros. This deck is really fun. This deck is essentially a tempo deck. There's a lot of fairies builds out there. The fairies deck is kind of on rails because if you're building fairies, there's just not that many to choose from. But we can make a few changes, and I've tweaked this deck a little bit to what I think is the best version, the most competitive version. So I'll go through it with you here. Thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and I appreciate you being here and supporting the channel. So down at the bottom, we have Sleep Cursed Faerie. It's 1 blue for a 3/3 flying ward 2. It enters the battlefield tapped with 3 stun counters on it, and you can pay 2 mana to untap Sleep Cursed Faerie. Now the thing to remember about this is, just because you can pay 2 mana to untap it, doesn't mean that it will actually untap until those stun counters go away. Because stun counters are worded, if a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove a stun counter from it instead. Now, when those stun counters have gone away, you can attack with this and then untap it to block. So, Sleep Cursed Faerie is mainly there as a turn 1 play to get things rolling, so we have a 3/3 ward on turn, I think it's 4, it'll be ready to go. We also have Faerie Dream Thief. This is a 1-drop 1/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you can surveil 1, which works with our other 2-drop that we have in this deck. You can also tap 3 mana and exile it from your graveyard, draw a card, and lose a life. Now, this is one of the better removal spells in Wilds of Eldraine, but is depending on you having a fairy on the field. So you can do -X till end of turn. Correction. You don't have to have a fairy on the field, but to use this before like turn 4 or 5, if you want to remove something more than like a 2/2 or something, you're going to want to have a fairy on the field. But that's why we have Sleep Cursed Faerie and Faerie Dream Thief as our 1-drops. You go -X till end of turn. If that creature if you control the fairy, it gets -3/-3 till end of turn. So you can do -3/-3 for 1 mana if you have a fairy on the field. And it works as if you cast the spell. So say you have a fairy on the field, you cast the spell and they remove it, it's still going to go -3/-3 because you cast it when you had a fairy on, which is cool. We have Faerie Mastermind from March of the Machine, 2-drop, 2/1 flash flying. When an opponent draws their second card each turn, you can draw a card. What's cool about the Faerie Mastermind is you can wait till your opponent casts their card draw spell, and since it has flash, you can flash it in so it takes effect, enters the battlefield before they draw their extra card, so that way they're inadvertently getting you an extra card. So it's good to have on the field, but they can kind of play around it by not drawing as many cards, but you can also flash it in to draw cards when they draw cards. It's also good if you're under a lot of pressure to block, like, 4/2 or something like that. It does have 2 power and it is flyer. So we can block a lot of flyers in this deck because all of our stuff's flying except for 1 creature. Spell Stutter, really good counter spell. If you're playing fairies, counter target spell unless its controller pays 2 plus additional 1 for each fairy you control. A lot of times you don't actually have to have a lot of fairies on the field. If you're playing against a mid-range or control deck that wants to like sweep the board or something, and it's turn 6 and they're playing a Farewell, turn 4 they're playing something that costs 4. If they tap out for any big thing, it's still going to be an effective counter if they don't have the mana, if they don't have 2 extra mana up. But it gets more and more of a hard counter every fairy that you have on the field. This is Likeness Looter. This is a rare from Wilds of Eldraine. Dimir mana 1/1 flying. Tap, draw a card, discard a card. And X, it becomes a copy of target creature card in your graveyard with mana value X, except it has flying and has this ability. So any of our fairies that die early on, we can tap mana and make this into a copy of those. It doesn't enter the battlefield as a copy, so you're not going to get ETB effects, but having this come in, having your Sleep Cursed Faerie die and then paying 1 mana to have it become a 3/3 flying ward 2 is fun. You also can make it into a flying Sheoldred the Apocalypse, which is really fun. We also have Obira Dreaming Duelist. 3 of these because they're legendary. 2/2 flash flying. When another fairy comes in, each opponent loses 1 life. This is an addition that I made, Winged Portent. So you can see every creature that we play has flying except for Sheoldred, which sometimes actually does have flying if it's Likeness Looter. You can draw a card for each creature you control with flying. It's 3 mana instant speed. So cards like this are typically not amazing because they depend on you having assets on the field. In this deck, I think it's pretty good because your stuff is so cheap and it's hard to remove. So like Sleep Cursed Faerie, having a Faerie Dream Thief, they usually won't want to target that with removal anyway because it's just a 1/1 flyer. It's a low removal target. But say they try to remove something, you flash in a Faerie Mastermind, you flash in Obira, and then you got Winged Portent up next turn. Usually this can draw you at least 2 cards, which is instant speed divination. Sometimes 3 or 4 cards, which is great. Halo Forager, 3 mana, 3/1 flying. When it comes in, you can pay X. When you do, cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value X from a graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. So this is good for recasting our Faerie Fencing, good for recasting Rona's Vortex or Fading Hope, but also if you're playing against mono red or something that has a lot of burn in it or little removal spells, it's from a graveyard, not just yours, so you can use their spells against them too, as long as they're instants and sorceries. And if it's not answered, it's aggressive. It's 3 damage every turn. We have Spellsworn Coven, uncommon 4-drop, 2/3 flying. When it comes in, they get to discard a card. You can also do Take It Back, instant speed adventure, return target spell to its owner's hand. So this is typically not great at, doing cheap spells, 1-drops, 2-drop removal spells, things like that, because they can just recast them. But this kind of becomes really good if you're facing a mid-range or control deck and they're trying to get their finisher out. Say it's turn 7, they tap all their mana, you return it to their hand. You basically have time warp them. You just get rid of their entire turn if they're not going to attack you. They're trying to put their finisher down. So this can give you the time you need, especially with a Halo Forager, an Obira, and maybe a Sleep Cursed Fairy on the field to get that damage in. And then a lot of times, we just need a few more damage and we need just to hold off and block. And Sheoldred is just too good of a card not to include. It's not a fairy, but we've known this since Dominaria United has come out that Sheoldred, once it hits the field, it's not answered. It's just a good clock. And we can also get some value off of that with Faerie Mastermind. With its 4 mana sync ability, each player draws a card. So if you have Sheoldred out, you don't have anything to do with your mana. You can force them to take 2 damage, draw on a card, and give you a card as well. We have Takenuma, Abandoned Mire, Otawara Soaring City, and we have all of the duels. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, this video, we took fairies from Platinum 1 to Diamond, and hopefully we'll be getting up to Mythic here by the end of the month. So thanks for subscribing, and look out for further Wilds of Eldraine standard decks. Okay, opponent goes first. We've got a Dream Thief on turn 1. Obira, backup, double Obiras, and Faerie Fencing and Spellsworn Coven. Okay. We'll get the Fairy Dream Thief. We'll take that land. Probably not going to block with it because I want to have it up for Faerie Fencing. So we're just going to eat this damage for now. So we can kill something, we can bounce something. So if they play a land and play a 3-drop, we'll bounce that thing. Strangle. Alright, well... Get rid of Feldon then. Before that goes away. See if they have any burn, because we'll bounce that Swift Spear. If they do a play with fire and make it a 3/4, we'll bounce it. Alright. Still bounce it. Yeah, it's like a Faerie Fencing. I think that'll work. So we'll just say end turn here. Flash Obira in to block the Phoenix Chick, Faerie Fencing, whatever else they play. I think we're doing a good job of out-tempoing them here. Kumano. Yep. Hopefully they don't have a burn spell in their hand. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Looking like a pretty clean board coming up here, my friends. No attacks. What you got? Nothing? Alright. Draw a card, lose a life. Halo Forager. Rona's Vortex. This is what's cool about Blue Black Fairies. Such a tempo deck that it's like you become against control and bigger decks. You become the aggro. Like, I'm gonna get 2 cheap things down. I'm gonna just keep hitting you and countering things and protecting my stuff. But then versus mono red, you get to play control, which is really cool. I'll block here. I have another Obira, so keep our resources with Rona. The Kumano. Start attacking now, because we'll bounce whatever they play. Unless they drew a mountain. Is that a mountain? Is that a mountain in your hand? No, it's a Shivan Devastator. I would be scared, but I'm not. But now we know it's in their hand, so let's do this. Let's have them discard it. Like that. Alright. We're in with the Halo Forager. We're keeping it back up in case they draw a hasty creature and bring in like a 2/2 haste or something like that. No burns. Oh, 1 burns. 1 strangle. So if they have a Bloodthirsty Adversary, they can kill a thing. So we still need to be a little bit careful till we get the Sheoldred out next turn. Little bit careful. Ooh. Ooh, that was a mountain. They had large tracts of land. Good game. Okay. Opponent goes first. Rona's Vortex, Fairy Mastermind, Obira, Sheoldred. I think we can work with this. Optimally, we go Obira first. Sleeper will be a pretty good target to Rona's Vortex. They pay sink a bunch of mana into it. That'd be cool. Alright, we'll do it now. Make the tempo play. Liliana the Veil. Okay. We'll discard the Mastermind.
You picked a fight with the wrong necromancer.
They want to kill their Liliana, they can. Archfiend. Alright, so that means
Fine. I know when I'm not. Sacrifices must be made.
we have to Rona's Vortex that back down to the bottom of their library. I know they have removal, so I'm not playing Sheoldred right yet.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the crown. I've always hated crowds.
But why?
Drop it.
But why? Oh, they were thinking they were gonna do their Liliana and make us kill Sheoldred, I guess. Oh, I mean, I guess they are.
The others can't. That's my kingdom.
Fair enough.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Halo Forager. Anything in here that can give us card draw? They're blitzing. Let's draw a card. We get to remove 2 stun counters off of it, so it won't untap next turn. Turn after that it will. We might just win this. Never know. Never know. We could get there in the air. They're going to be gaining some life. These will both have Ward 2 on them. Let's see what's up. Alright, they get to gain a life there. Shakedown heavy, that doesn't bother us too much. I think we can get there. I think we've got it. Untap. Draw. Yeah. Yeah. What looked hopeless wasn't hopeless after all. We got there. Yes. Sleep Cursed Faerie. Alright, we're going first. We got Obira, we can flash in, Halo Forger, and a Sheoldred. This seems fine. When we're on the play like this, I don't mind not having a 1-drop and going in with just 2 drops. It's not bad. We'll go Swamp first. Because Darkslick Shores will come in untapped anyway, so there's no reason to say, oh, we're blue-black. We'll go Swamp. We'll threaten to cut down. Excuse me, if it's aggro. Restless Bivouac. Alright, so Boros for sure. We'll go Darkslick. Hey, thank you for the sub. That's the noise when a new subscriber joins the channel. They took a look at the video and they said, yeah, this guy's like okay enough for me to subscribe. Fine. We're bringing Obira in now. So you have to look at our hand. Probably going to be Sheoldred. I wouldn't think they'd care too much about the Halo Forager since they have some burn. Yeah, by the way, thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you like the video, I will do a little song and dance for you. If you want to subscribe, I really appreciate it. I'll start dancing like this. Please hit that subscribe. I'm just dancing away just to try to get subscribers. Torch and Obira, no. What else do you have? You can't have a 3/3 haste. Light up the night. Interesting. Alright, so we can channel Takanuma, get some stuff. So let's just do that at the end of their turn. Or we can spell stud or something if they really play something like amazing, like huge. So they can flashback Light Up the Night, but they have to do flashback 4, remove X loyalty counters from among planeswalkers you control. So that could give us a little bit of a clue to like what they're trying to do here. Could have a Wandering Emperor type of situation or something. Let's channel. Fairy Fencing. Halo Forger. Okay. So... I think we just keep a Spell Stutter. I think us getting a Virtue of Loyalty. Unless we pay 2. Alright. It works. This is a strange deck. So they have Burn and Virtue of Loyalty. Alright. Is there a Monstrous Rage coming? Because that only does 2 damage. Now we're going to go Halo Forger. Take action. Do 1. We want to do the Fairy Fencing, not their burn spell, because ours does a little bit more. We got a Sleep Cursed Fairy in there. I don't think we're going to need to Spell Stutter that much. Probably another Virtue of Loyalty adventure is going to hit soon. What are we thinking? Wedding announcements coming? Wandering Emperors happening? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Because they want the payoff for the Virtue. I don't think they have board wipes. Our taxed Sheoldred is fine. I'm not attacking with the Halo Forger. I just want to, like, suss out what's happening here. Okay. Good that I kept up a blocker for that 1/1. Ren's Resolve. Swift Spear, Forge. Alright, well, it's going to be a race, because I'm not sacrificing my Forager for that. They're not making a token, they're drawing a card. They're holding priority on Light Shield Array. I'm not sure if they realize this or not. Alright, if you want to race, we'll race. Air versus ground, baby. Let's go. Dream Thief. Another Sheoldred would be cool. Obira. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. We'll deal with that. Thopters you control have haste. When you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter. So they're trying to do adventures from exile, creating Thopters. No. I don't want you creating Thopters. You're going to get way out of control, and those are flyers. So we cannot have flying Thopters around. They attack. Okay. Okay, we have the mana. We can untap now that there's not a spell counter, and they can't touch it because it has ward 2. So we'll at least get rid of that token. Unless they have a buff spell for their thing, they can't. Yeah, they can't touch our. They can't touch our Sleep Curse Faerie. All right, what do we have? Obira. Oh yeah, that's right, Obira. All right, we're going in. Save the Obira. We'll flash that in as a surprise. Obira is a surprise tool that will help us later. All right, what do you got? So if they cast their Virtue of Loyalty from exile, they get to create a Thopter. That's true. Thrill Seeker. They can sacrifice a creature, deals damage to its power equal to any target. Five, six, seven they hit us for. They can sacrifice those and hit us again. 9. Okay. They can't sacrifice the Swift Spear. Only Pia Nalar. Kill the Halo Forager. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got there. Alright, that was a cool deck. I don't know. I know what the plan was. I think it probably does better than that typically. It just didn't come together. Good game. Alright, we're going first. Sleep Curse Faerie on 1. Obira turn 2. Fading Hope Spellstutter. Yeah. I like this hand a lot. I think it's great. So, actually, yeah, that's fine. So, we'll see if we can draw a basic. If not, we have a Fading Hope. It's more important to get the Sleep Curse Faerie down than it is for this to be untapped. Okay, yep. Just gonna end the turn there. Probably end up putting Skrelv back. We're gonna use the Vortex. What do they have? Something that gives it hexproof? We just want to stop them from curving out. We just want to stop the momentum so we can get our Sleep Cursed Faerie up. Go from there. Hopefully we draw another land next turn so that way we have access to Obira and another Fading Hope or a Spellstutter. What do you have? Alright, so you can either play your 2-drop or you can replay your Skrelv. Replay the Skrelv. There's a land. Very nice. Alright. In the turn, if Skrelv attacks us this time, we'll most likely just take it. Play Adeline or something. Oh. I don't think... Do we want to just bounce that? Or do we want to actually... Yeah, we want to counter that. Alright, we're in pretty good shape here. We countered the best drop in their deck, basically. It's a strange deck. The attack with Skrelv? Ah, it's 1 damage. It's free damage. You should attack with it. You should attack. Go ahead. I don't have anything. I have nothing. They're like, I don't know. This is the greed. Do we be greedy with the damage? Because they are an aggro deck, despite the wedding announcement. Oh, they did. All right. Let's go, Elvira. We block you. And Mastermind. All right, now we can start cooking. We'll start cooking. All right, Vortex, Halo Forager. Okay. I would have attacked if the scroll, if I was in their shoes too. I'd be like, well, I have to. The aggro. In we go. Fairies. We'll get the Halo Forager down. We'll take that action. 1. Rona's Vortex. Oh, alright. We got there. Good game. 1 more to Diamond. Alright, this is it. This could be Diamond for us. We got a Fairy Dream Thief turn 1. And, oh man, we've got a Shipwreck Marsh that comes in tapped. So, alright. We'll see what's up. We'll see if we draw a land. Obscure Storefront. Okay, so they can grab a Plains Island or Swamp. They grab a Plains. Alright. Alright, cool. So we'll go Shipwreck Marsh, Takanuma, and then we'll go Sleep Curse Fairy, Fairy Dream Thief. Or, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to flash in Elvira. That's what's up. Trespasser. Okay. So it's going to be a battle on the air versus the ground. Here's Elvira. In you go. In we go. A lot of fairies. Get no Elvira in first. Do we want a Mastermind? Do we want 3 Masterminds? I don't think so. Alright. We're set up with a bunch of stuff. Just gotta make sure. Maybe we can draw... Let's see. If they use a removal spell, like a cut down or something, maybe we'll draw a Halo Forger. Okay. Equal number of planes you control, so... We can't cast that. What you got? Sheoldred. That's nice. So we'll play... We have to play something. We don't want that Graveyard Trespasser flipping. We'll decline, because we can't play the Lay Down Arms. Keep the Dream Thief up as a blocker. 1 more mana getting a Sheoldred down would feel very nice. Just as a good blocker. Take that Halo Forger. Lorn of the Third Path. Okay, so if they want to use that ability, be nice to have a Sheoldred. We're not going to block yet. Dark Slick Shores comes in tapped. Okay, no attacks. We're going to start blocking with the Fairy Dream Thief. I'm gonna protect Lauren.
Much during my travels. Let me strike fast and strike hard.
Okay, we're still at 14. See what they have. Oh, we get to draw a card too. All right, it's a land. Got a backup Sheoldred too. Just can't really attack with it. It's not looking great for us. So they've got Obscura Storefronts in here because they have Sarah Paragon. Sarah Paragon is in this deck. Guaranteed. Getting rid of the fairies.
You are not much of a roadblock. Back to wandering.
We're gonna flip this Graveyard Trespasser back. That's why we're double spelling here. Reliquary doesn't do anything for him because they don't have an artifact or enchantment. Yeah, that's pretty good. They can draw a card. We get to draw a card though too, off Fairy Mastermind. Winged Portent. Very nice. Thank you for the subscribe. All right. So let's keep up Winged Portent. See if they want to hit us with their Sanctuary Warden. No attacks from us. They're really making us earn diamond, huh? Draw 3 cards. Gain 6 life if Sheoldred's still on the field. Celestis. And a wedding announcement. Okay. I think that's fine. Need to draw a fairy fencing to get rid of that Sanctuary Warden because we can do -5/-5. If they try to hit us with that, that's going to be bad news for them. Oh, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. No. Companion. Yeah. They get to draw their second card. We'll draw a card. Draw a card for each creature you control with flying. Let's do it. No attacks from us. We're chilling with Sheoldred. Spell stutter in hand. Alright. I think we're going to do this. With Sheoldred. They can't really attack us. We have a lot of life now because we've been drawing a lot of cards. They try to draw another card. We flash in another Faerie Mastermind and draw 2 cards to their 1. Spellsworn Coven can bring something back in. They're going to be tempted to attack us with the Sanctuary Warden. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to draw? They do draw. Oh, Vortex. A Vortex. Very good. All right. We will take the 9. All right. What else? What else? We've got this. We've totally got it. Just got to be patient. All right. Sure, they've got a Wandering Emperor. That's 4. What do they got? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left. So turn it through their hand, see if they want to play it again, then we'll spell stutter it. Now they can't pay it. So they have 2 mana. So they're facing down 8 damage in the air. I'm sorry, excuse me, 10 damage in the air. Wait. Why didn't the 1 hit? What am I missing? Attack with 4 things, right? Well, they're going to die from Sheoldred anyway, so that works. Unless they have some life gain. Alright, I'm confused. I'm going to have to go back on that video. I attack with 4 things. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Help me out in the comments. Alright, we're at Diamond. That's it for fairies. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you like this build. Winged Portent, I think, is what kind of sets this build apart. And having Sheoldred here, a lot of fairies try to go the discard route with the ego drain and stuff. And I found there's enough aggro in the format that doesn't really matter as much. So give this deck a spin. I appreciate you liking, appreciate you subscribing, and I'll see you next time.